अभी तक हमने थोड़ा बहुत प्रोबेबिलिटी का देखा था और अब हम देखते हैं कि स्टैटिस्टिक्स क्यों यूज़फुल है आपकी मशीन लर्निंग में, राइट। तो जब भी हम मशीन लर्निंग की बात कर रहे होते हैं, वेन एवर वी टॉक अबाउट मशीन लर्निंग, दैट मीन्स वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ए डेटा सेंट्रिक technique. What it means by data centric means this technique is totally dependent on data we are going to input. We are going to input to the model, ML model, right? And now when we are saying that we are totally dependent on the input data, that means we need to analyze input data. We need to analyze it. Need to analyze it. Analyze it. Let's say we have this type of data where we have x1, x2 feature set, x1, x2, x3, x4 and y, right? And we have some values like 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, 9, 10, 11, dot, male, female, male, female, or 100, 200, like that, and we have some output variable defined here, right? So whenever we are going to play with our data, or we can say data set, we need to analyze it. We need to know that is the data is in correct format or not, or right format or not. We need to analyze it, right? So we need a foolproof process, or we can say, to analyze it, we need a full proof process to derive conclusion from raw data. So because we have raw data, definitely if we are using this data, there is a purpose behind this, and our purpose is to make decision or to make conclusion from this raw data, right? So here comes a statistics into the play, right? So statistics do this thing for us. Why we need statistics? Statistics why need? Because if you are having only 10 instances of 1 to 10 instances of data, that means you can easily analyze by your by seeing these numbers, right? It is easy to analyze, right? Let me Okay, let's say you have this raw data, and this raw data has only 10 number of rows, 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you can easily analyze every column or every feature of this data. You can analyze this data because you are having less number of data inputs with you. So it is easy to play with numbers, or easy to analyze the numbers. Let's say, for example, if I have a raw data of, let's say, 1,000 rows or 1,000 tuples consisting of 1,000 rows having 10 columns or 10 features, we can say features, right? Because these all are features in terms of machine learning, right? And these all rows are considered as elements or population we have, right? So let's say in the first case you are having only 10 instances or 10 elements, so it is easy to view these numbers and analyze these numbers by your own. It's feasible. But let's say if you are having raw data of 1,000 rows or 1,000 elements, then it is very tough to play with these numbers. Why? Because your eye or your perception or your conscious mind cannot analyze these 100 numbers, 1,000 numbers of instances at once. right? It's very hard, right? So if you are going to analyze these by your own, that means it is infeasible, and maybe the chance that you will infer some incorrect information from it if you are going to do it by manual, right? So as the human mind, as the human mind characteristics, our mind can easily analyze diagrams rather than numbers. We cannot analyze 1,000 numbers at once. So what we use visualization techniques, right? So our mind is trained for visualization rather than numbers, because yes, our mind also can analyze the numbers, but for some extent only, right? We cannot analyze 1,000 number of rows at once, right? It is very tough, or it will take time, right? So to reduce the analysis time, will do, we will use some statistics functions or some statistics formulas to analyze our numbers numbers provided in the data set, right? So it is easy if we are using statistics rules or statistics formulas to work upon on these numbers. On other or on the, in other case, we also can analyze these data, this large data, by using some graphs. Either it will be bell graph, or either it will be histogram, either it will be pie chart, right? So it is easy to analyze any data by visualization technique for human mind, because our mind works according to the visuals we collect from our eyes, right? So it is easy, right? So as we understood that for a human being, it is tough to make any statistical inference inference from raw data, specifically in high dimensional data. High dimensional data. So in that case, we need a foolproof technique which deals with the numbers, or we can say which deals with the numerical analysis. So we need a technique which deals with number analysis, or which is in which deal with numerical analysis, or which or by using which we can easily analyze large number of data which has numbers or any data in it, right? So that's how statistics comes into the play. And by using statistics, so let us define what is statistic first, right? So statistic is an area or science that concern the collection, comma, organization, analysis, interpretation, interpretation, and presentation of data. So because we are dealing with the data only, or we are working with the data only, without any previously defined rules. So definitely we need to use some statistical formulas for that, right? So to use the benefit of using the statistic is, why we use statistics? To get conclusive output, to get conclusive output, so that our output has some meaning, right? We cannot take any output, as in the case of manual analysis we can get a wrong conclusion, right? So to find a correct conclusive output, we need statistic, or it is also used to find patterns in data. We need to find the patterns, or we need to infer some rules. We can say inferred rules. If we are talking about patterns, that means we are talking about inferred rules from the data itself, right? Okay. Or sometimes we need to transform the data according to our need. So in that case also we need statistics to transform data as needed by algorithm. In that case you are talking about scaling, right? Scaling, data scaling. And finally, why we need statistics? We need to identify target points, target points, or we in other case feature selection. You may say, in case of machine learning, you can say feature selection, right? Target points means you are not finding the output variable. You are actually finding the uh, most appropriate feature out of n number of features available with you. Let's say you are having x1, x2, xn as a feature. These all are the feature set, or we can say feature set, and your output feature is y, right? So not all these features are most important, or are important to predict y, right? So only some of the features, or only most important features, will be selected. So to select those features, we need to use some statistical techniques, so that we can find that this feature is most important, this feature is less important, or this feature is least important. So we will neglect least important features. We will only consider most important features. So these all things, why we are doing this? We are doing this to eliminate wrong analysis. So these all four things we are doing these. We are using statistics for these all four things. Why? Because we want that our analysis will should be correct enough to predict any value correctly, right? It should not be wrong. So to avoid wrongness or incorrectness in the analysis, we need to do these four tasks, and for these four tasks we need statistics, right? Or we can say, or in other word, we can say statistics help us stats help us to to find to find correct path to identify the target, or we can say it is used to summarize. It is used to summarize and make inference about large number of data पॉइंट्स, राइट। सो अगर हम सिंपल लैंग्वेज में कहें कि भाई हमें ऑब्वियसली बात है, अगर हम मशीन लर्निंग यूज़ कर रहे हैं तो हमें डेटा के साथ डेटा को देखना पड़ेगा पहले, क्योंकि हमारा जो एमएल मॉडल है या फिर एमएल है वो किस पे काम करती है, डेटा सेंट्रिक अप्रोच है वो। और अगर वो डेटा पे काम कर रही है तो हमें डेटा को एक बार एनालाइज करना जरूरी है, ताकि हम जो भी उससे कंक्लूजन निकालने वाले हैं, जो भी आपका बिजनेस कंक्लूजन है या जो भी आपका बिजनेस डिसीजन है, जो कि डेटा पे डिपेंडेंट है, वो करेक्ट हो। अगर उसकी करेक्टनेस चाहते हैं तो हम लोग स्टैटिस्टिकल रूल्स को फॉलो करते हैं या फिर स्टैटिस्टिकल फॉर्मूलाज को यूज़ करते हैं, राइट। आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? सो व्हाट इट मीन्स टू से, बिकॉज फॉर ए ह्यूमन बीइंग अगर हमारे पास 1000 रोज का डेटा हो और हमें कहा जाए कि भाई इसे एनालाइज करिए, तो अगर 1000 रोज की डेटा में एक कॉलम आपका है डेट, राइट। तो अगर डेट है तो डेट को अगर आपको देखना है, डेट को अगर डेट नहीं, एज मान लो। डेट तो चलो कोई बात नहीं, डेट से तो हम ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं निकाल पाएंगे, केवल टाइम सीरीज में कर पाएंगे। बट अगर एज है और एज वेरी कर रही है आपकी 0 to 100, तो आपको मे बी द चांस कि जो आपको अगर फाइंड आउट करना है कि मैक्सिमम एज कितनी है ना, तो अगर आप मैनुअली देखने जाएं तो आपको 1000 रोज को ट्रेवर्स करना पड़ेगा, जो कि अपने आप में टीडियस टास्क है। लेट्स से इन द वर्स्ट केस जो मैक्सिमम एज है वो 1000 नंबर के रोज में पड़ी हुई है। तो आपको अगर चेक करना है कि मैक्सिमम एज कितनी गई है इस पॉपुलेशन की, तो आपको 1000 रोज को ट्रेवर्स करके जाना पड़ेगा, तब जाके आपको पता चलेगा कि हाँ 100 इज द मैक्सिमम एज इन दिस पॉपुलेशन, राइट। और इन केस से मिनिमम एज ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन इफ यू वांट टू फाइंड, तो आपको 1000 वर्स्ट केस में 1000 रोज को एनालाइज करना पड़ेगा, एक एक करके जाना पड़ेगा, देखना पड़ेगा कितनी कितनी वैल्यूज वहाँ पे पड़ी हुई हैं, राइट। तो अगर आप मैनुअल तरीके से जाएँ तो आपके लिए टफ है, क्योंकि हम लोगों के लिए नंबर्स, क्योंकि हम लोग क्या कहते हैं, जो होल नंबर्स हैं उनको तो हम इजीली चलो आइडेंटिफाई कर लेते हैं, बट अगर नंबर्स आपके फ्रैक्शंस में हैं, डेसिमल पॉइंट्स में हैं, तो उस केस में हमारे लिए और टफ हो जाएगा ये टास्क। तो इसीलिए हम लोग अपने इस टास्क को, इस टाइम कंज्यूमिंग जॉब को रिड्यूस करने के लिए या फिर इस टाइम को कम करने के लिए या एनालिसिस को और स्ट्रेंथन करने के लिए या फिर और इम्प्रूव करने के लिए हम लोग क्या करते हैं, कुछ स्टैटिस्टिकल फॉर्मूलेज यूज़ करते हैं, स्टैटिस्टिक्स का यूज़ करते हैं, और हम लोग उसमें डायरेक्टली फॉर्मूला लगा के ये चेक कर लेते हैं कि भाई तो मैक्सिमम ऑफ दिस 1000 रिकॉर्ड्स विल बी, फॉर्मूला लगा के हम चेक कर लेते हैं। तो वो जो आप फॉर्मूला लगा रहे हो वो एक स्टैटिस्टिक्स का तो फॉर्मूले हैं, जो स्टैटिस्टिक्स ने आपको डिफाइन करके दिए कि भाई हम एवरेज ऐसे निकाल सकते हैं, राइट गाइस। सो इन दैट केस कि भाई हम लोग अगर अपने आप से करने जाएं और अपनी इंट्यूशंस पे ट्रस्ट करने लगे कि हाँ ये थोड़ा बहुत डेटा को देख के हम लोग ये बोलने लगे, नहीं इस डेटा को देख के लग रहा है कि ये हो सकता है, तो अगर हम ये ऐसा कोई प्रिडिक्शन कर रहे हैं जो कि आपकी इंट्यूशन पे बेस्ड है, जो कि आपने पूरा कंप्लीट डेटा को नहीं देखा और बिना कंप्लीट डेटा को देख के कोई भी आपने एक कंक्लूजन निकाल लिया, तो वो कंक्लूजन गलत भी हो सकता है। चांसेस आर देयर कि वो कंक्लूजन जो आपने निकाला है वो 100% सही नहीं हो। तो टू मेक श्योर दैट योर कंक्लूजन एंड एनालिसिस इज 100% श्योर और 100% करेक्ट, you need statistics, right? You need statistic formulas, right? ठीक। तो ये चार जो आपके स्टैटिस्टिक्स हैं, ये इन चार में आपको हेल्प करती है टू गेट कंक्लूसिव आउटपुट, टू फाइंड पैटर्न्स इन द डेटा, टू ट्रांसफॉर्म द डेटा, राइट? डेटा स्केलिंग वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, एंड टू आइडेंटिफाई टारगेट पॉइंट्स, और वी में से फीचर सेलेक्शन, राइट? नाउ कम टू द स्टैटिक्स, बेसिक्स ऑफ स्टैटिक्स, statistics. right? So statistics is considered into two categories, right? One category of statistics is this descriptive statistics, right? In this, we generally analyze data, summarize data, organize data, organize data, which is in the form of numbers, or graphs. By using numbers and graphs, we can analyze the data, summarize the data, and organize the data. And this type of statistics is referred as descriptive statistics, right? And the graph could be any. You can use bar graph, you can use histogram to visualize the data, analyze the data, histogram. You can use pie chart. N number of graphs are available, or we can also use distribution of data. We can deal with this also because it is very important, distribution of data, right? Either your data is in this normal distribution or not, right? Or descriptive analysis also used to measure the central tendency of data, or we can say that the data, the central tendency of data means you are talking about that the average of that data. What is the average of that data, right? You want to find that most of the data is spreaded around its mean or average value, right? So in that case, if you want to find the central tendency, or you want to find that the population mean is, or you want to find that the average of the population characteristics, that means you are going to measure the central tendency of your data. So for that, you use mean, median, and mode. You need to calculate mean, median, mode. Why we are talking about this right now? Because sometimes, for example, it is used mainly in the machine learning. It is used, let's say you have data x1, x2, x3, x4, like that, and you need to, and you have data, some data is 1, 2, 5, 6, and some blank values in the same way, 3 and 5, 9, dot 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 8. In the same way, you have data and you have some missing values like these, some missing values in each attribute, in each feature. You have some missing values or non-disclosed values, right? Or we can say undefined values. So in that case, if you are going to put this type of data in the model, it will give wrong prediction to you, or we can say it will infer wrong rule. So for that, to eliminate this type of problem, what we use to replace these values by some values, or in other word, to remove this type of problem, we can do what we can do. We can drop these cells. We can drop these instances, but this is not a correct way, because if you are dropping your instances from the data set, what it will do, it will reduce the size of data set. So it is not preferable choice. So the preferable choice, you have to replace or put some values in the blank field, in the blank field, in the blank field, right? So how you will choose that? You can do, you either you will replace them, either you will replace them by mean of the population, or by median of the population, and by mode of the population. So that's how statistics comes into the play, right? So they all these are considered as average value, but these are these have slight difference among these, right? Let's understand it with the example. Let's say we have a population height. We have some population, some number of peoples, and their heights are given as, let's say, 160, 170 inch, 150, 182, 140, like that, right? So if you want to find the mean of this, how you will find it? The formula is formula of mean, or we will represent it by mu sign, will be, we will take sum of each the element and divide it by the total number of instances. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n equals to 5, right? So we will sum these values, and after summing we will divide it by 5. We will get the mean of this height, this total height, right? To height, mean height of the population, this, right? So formula is, will be 1 upon n into summation of I equals to 1 ranges to n xi. These are xi's. So by this we will sum all the values, all these values, and divided it by 5, because n is 5, and we will get some values. For example, let's say we have let's say we got 150. So we can say that the average height of this population, of these 5, this population given population is 150. That means, what it means to say, that the every height in the data set is either above the 150, and either above the below the 150. So we can get mean by this formula, right? So why we are calculating it? We want our population, to follow, normal distribution, or we can say Gaussian distribution. So if this population is in normally distributed, it is simply look like this bell curve. If your data set is balanced and you are getting these values, and if you are saying these are normally distributed, what it means to say, that these values will be available around, equally distributed into the left, into the right and left of its mean value, and mean is 150, right? So every data point will equally distributed in this area and equally distributed in this area. That's why we are saying that this then only we can say that this distribution, or this population distribution, follows the normal distribution, right? And we want, for machine learning algorithms, to get maximum efficiency, we want that every feature should follow normal distribution. But we are unlucky that in real time we are not getting the data that's all features will follow normal distribution. Is this the case, we need to convert those data points according to normal distribution only. Then only we will supply it to the machine learning algorithm, right? Now come to the median. In median, what we will do, we will simply sort. For example, let's say we have this one data and we have sorted it this one for 5, 6, let's say. Then what median say? Median say that sort your data in ascending order and take middle value. In this case, we have n equals to 5, which is odd number, so we can find middle one. Middle one will be 3. So 3 will be our median value, right? Or in this case, if n is equals to 6, what it means to say there is another element 7, then we will choose centered two items and take average of it, and let's say 5 and 3 is the center elements, for third and fourth one, and the average of 5 and 3 will be 4. So 4 will be the median of even number of samples, right? So now you may check if let's say if we are having 1 2 3 4 5 initially, and one data point like 50 is there, then what will happen in this case? What will happen? Your mu, your mean, your mean will change drastically. For this, if you are having previously this data only, for this mu will be 5.9, 9, 12, 12, 12, 14, 15, 15 by 5. 15 by 5 equals to 3. So mu will be for this input, mu will be 3. And if we added a data point which is great, having higher value, large value, far value from these data points, then mu will change suddenly. How? 15 plus 50, 65, 65 by 6. Then mu will be something around 10.3, like that. So see the change. So this will be the case whenever, if you are inserting a data point, or if your data has large number of larger number of small values, and only 1 and 2 values is highest values, then mu will not work in this case. For finding the central tendency of this type of data, you cannot consider mu, because mu is or we can say mu is directly affected by your outlier. These value could be considered as outlier, right? So due to the high value, your mu changes from 3 to 10.7. In that case, median is feasible to use, because median will not change according to the value of the input, right? So if in this case mu will not much change, right? If in the previous case it is 3, sorry, median is 3. In the second case, median will be 8. You can say check it. In the first one case, median is 3, and if you consider 50 also, the median remains same and it will find to the 4. So median, variation in median is very less against mean. Mean has changed a lot. So that's why in that type of case, if your data having uncertainty of the values, some values are nearer to 0 and some values are far from the 0, then in that type of data set, you have to use median as an average value, right? Right, guys? Or other way to think about it also is, our third is mode. Mode signifies maximum occurred value, or we can say most frequently used value will be the mode of that population. For example, let's say we have population 1 2 3 3 3 3 4 4 5 6, like that only, right? So we will check the frequency of all the element it has only one frequency, it has only one frequency, it has 4 frequency, it has 2 frequency, it has 1 frequency, it has 1 frequency. So if you are, if you want to choose the mode of this population, definitely 3 will be the mode of this population, because most of the data points are related to 3 only. So sometimes whenever we are dealing with the frequency of the data elements in the population, we need to use mode. But most of the cases, in the 90% of the cases, our mean works. But sometimes if we have some outliers in the data set, then we need to consider median over the mean, right? So that's how we used to use our statistics in machine learning. Now you all got why our statistics is important, because every time you are going to analyze the data, definitely you are going to use some statistical rules to find out the correctness of data, to find out, or to analyze, correctly analyze the data, right? Large data, we are talking about large data, or to uh, to compensate against missing values present in the data, right? So at those time you need some statistical methods. So if you don't need, you don't need every knowledge of statistical field, but we can say fundamental of statistics is required in case of machine learning. If you know fundamentals, then definitely you can analyze your data better than the beginner who don't know the statistical fundamentals, right? So that's all for today, guys. Thanks.